So last season, I picked against the Phoenix Suns in the NBA Finals, and I was right. I picked Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks to beat Phoenix. Now, the Suns got out to an incredibly hot start in that series, winning the first two games, and they lost 4 straight. I'm a big Chris Paul fan. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I just thought Giannis was better. This go-around, though, if the Milwaukee Bucks and Phoenix Suns were to face off in the NBA Finals this year, more times than not, unless something crazy happens in the postseason, I'm rolling with Phoenix this year. I knew I was rolling with Milwaukee going into the playoffs last year. This year, I'm going with Phoenix. And you might ask, why would you change the same two teams for the most part playing each other? Well, I thought Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks entered the season with the wrong mentality. They've been a smidget worse of a team than the team that I saw last year. And maybe they turn it on in the playoffs. We'll see. Chris and Phoenix, though, they have been incredible. Devin Booker, a guy that I've never been the highest on, has been really good. Really, Chris, consistent. Devin is one of those guys that can, at any given quarter, get you 10 to 20 points, and by the fourth, he's resting. His son's team barely loses games. Jay Crowder doesn't deserve enough. He doesn't get enough credit for the work he puts in. How about DeAndre Ayton? How about DeAndre not getting the contract that he wanted in the offseason? Put his head down for a second, but immediately picked it back up. Whoever that brother's got in his corner, somebody gave him some good advice. He got right back in the game and hadn't missed a beat this season's gotten better. And if Phoenix ain't ready to pay DeAndre Ayton the bag that he could get on the restricted free agent market this year, trust and believe somebody else will. He ain't got to worry about not getting that back. He will get it at some point to form a number 1 overall pick. Cam Payne's been good. Cam Johnson stepped up. I mean, there's so many guys in Phoenix that have done their job. How about Mikal Bridges? Just consistent. But to me, more importantly, how about Chris Paul? I'm going to say this. I know there are Kyrie Irving fans. I know there are Steph Curry fans. We have so many fantastic guards throughout the National Basketball Association. Ja Morant is making some noise. Some people consider Luka Doncic, shout out to the Don, as a point guard. To me, the best point guard in the NBA, the best point guard I've seen with my eyes this year is Chris Paul. At this point in his career, I believe he's the best point guard in the game today. And look, I'm going to be real with y'all. I can never say Chris Paul is the greatest point guard of all time. I can never say that. I got too much respect for Magic Johnson, and I just got to have respect for what Isaiah was able to accomplish. At the end of the day, he won twice. Cannot take that away. I promise you, though, in the back of my mind, just know I genuinely believe Chris Paul is the second greatest point guard I've ever seen. Don't think he was better than Magic. Could never say he's better than Isaiah. When we get into these conversations of Jason Kidd, Steph Curry, Steve Nash, they were not as good as Chris Paul to me. And the Steph one gets interesting because Steph is the greatest shooter of all time. Like, is Chris Paul the greatest at something? I don't know. I would say he's the greatest mid-range jump shooter, but that kind of is null and void because Steph is the greatest three-point shooter of all time. So that kind of null and voids the mid-range because you got a guy that can go back 10 feet and still knock it down, right? To me, though, what my eyes have saw, I'll take it a step further. Right now, Chris Paul is playing better basketball than LeBron James. And I know you're like, well, LeBron leading the league in scoring. How could you say that? LeBron is still throwing down dunks that nobody else in the league can do. He's still making chase down blocks that nobody in the league does. LeBron's also playing a lot of basketball that's irrelevant. Chris Paul plays basketball to win games. We got two different guys right now at this point in their careers. LeBron is playing to pass Wilt, and if he can win, he'll take it. Chris Paul is just winning. He goes out and wins. Night to night, his stats might not look 30 points and 15 assists, not because he can't still do it. His team doesn't need him to do it. Half the times he's resting the entire fourth quarter. He's on the bench mentoring campaign. He could go out and take about 4 or 5 more minutes and go get you a couple more threes, a couple more middies to add to his point per game average. He can go get about 4 or 5 more assists. You think he can't find Jay Crowder in the corner for a couple more threes? You think he can't find Devin Booker cutting to the rim for a couple more easy layups? You think he can't throw a couple more lobs to DeAndre Ayton for easy dimes that could get him to around 12 assists a game? Averaging, 25? He could average about 25, 26 points a game. Probably really go after that MVP. If not for injury, you don't think he can do that? He doesn't want to do that. But the great thing is it's not costing his team games. The fact that the brother is in a mentor role. He's getting campaign right. He's getting Devin Booker right. Couple shots that Chris could take in the regular season here in some of the close games when Phoenix is rarely in those situations. He could take them. But Booker's the future here in Phoenix. I'm 36, 37. Booker needs those shots. If we're going to win a championship, the ball's probably not going to be in my hands with 8 seconds to go. It's probably going to be in my right-hand man, Book. Book's the guy that can get any shot on the basketball court off. I want him to learn. I want him to grow. I think Chris Paul is the greatest point guard in the game right now. Again, because he ain't won a championship and he just lost in the NBA Finals, I would never put him over Magic, and I can't put him over Isaiah. But my eyes are still my eyes. And I know what I've saw. Steph Curry, as great as he is, has always needed things to be really great for him to win. From the Kevin Durant to the great play of Draymond and Clay. Chris, we were in the year 3 of this run, the 1 year in Oklahoma City and these 2 years with Phoenix. Unreal. 2 awful teams. He took Oklahoma City and won too dang much to the point where they were like, you got to go. We got to get you out of here. We want lottery picks right now. And look at what he's doing with Phoenix. Phoenix was one of the worst ran organizations in the NBA for the last decade and some change. Go look at Robert Sarver. As a matter of fact, he's under investigation right now, the Phoenix Suns owner, for some malicious and foul play he may have done. Kristen put it on his back. It is what it is. I can handle it. I win.